What's up? This is Spike Lee. You're watching Renata Romaine.
Romaine, not Romaine. Romaine.
You're now checking out Renata Romaine.
I'm Renata Romaine, your ear candy is Hip Hop Nation. Welcome back to the show, sir.
Glad to be here.
Dr. Lee is what I can call you.
No, not a doctor yet. Professor Lee.
Professor Lee. I thought you didn't do your doctorate and all of that.
No, I just got a master's.
Oh, okay. Well,
in film.
Yeah.
NYU, graduate film school.
Well, this movie, Chi-Raq, I've seen it, is amazing. I'm amazed at the timing of this film. I feel like
it's coming out the right time,
it's
isn't it?
perfectly aligned. Is that, would you say, divine appointment?
Yes, kismet, and I think that, you know why that is? Because this film was based on one goal, to save lives. So therefore, we had righteousness in our heart, love in our hearts. People who worked on this film, in front of, behind the camera. This is a righteous film. We feel that God is on our side with this film, and everything's laid out accordingly to get the message out that we really have to do something about guns in this United States of America. 88 Americans die a day to gun violence. That's not just black, not just Hispanic. It's everybody. Gun violence affects all Americans today.
It does, but it's also affecting us at alarming rates.
Yes.
When I think of,
but here's, can I just say this? But here's the trick, though, because if we know it affects us more statistically, but we still got to try to keep that. For me, my approach is all Americans, because if people just think this affects black folks,
there you go.
Then that's the trick bag. I mean, how many black folks in Colorado Springs? You know, we saw this past Thanksgiving. So
yeah.
Gun violence affects all Americans. 88 Americans die a day to gun violence. And that's like over 30,000 if you add it, do the math.
Yeah, that's a great point you brought up. We spoke about that on the show. It's about humanity. I think that when people think that it's just a black issue, they turn their eye. Spike,
Turn their eye and become tone deaf.
Yeah. That 9-year-old Tyshawn Lee. I cry for that little boy. Where's the humanity? And
we must really say, let's keep it 100. Tyshawn Lee, 9 years old, was not killed in a drive-by. He was executed. Lured into an alleyway. They caught 2 of the killers, 2 of the murderers. One brother still on the lam. But is it this was come to where we're murdering, executing our own children?
Right. People
got to wake up.
Yeah.
You know, and it's, for me, there'd be, from a moral, righteous standpoint, for myself, I'm with Black Lives Matter, but I can't be silent on this other stuff too.
Absolutely.
And I think it's hand in hand. It's not either or.
Yeah.
It's not either or, people. It's not either or.
Hey, I'm with it. I'll take the vow of celibacy.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure, Mr. Spike Lee.
As the strong black woman you are, how do I want to ask you, and honest answer, please. How do you think the black women were depicted in this film?
The black women?
Yes, in this film.
For me, after watching it, I felt like, you know what? Women have power, and we don't exercise it enough. And I thought you depicted the black women in a brilliant way, because I think we need to be reminded of the power that we do have, and we don't have to allow what's happening in our communities. I think that we have to take personal responsibility and exercise that power. And if it means closing our legs and saying, no, we're not going to give you what you want until you do what you need to do, then so be it. I mean, I know you caught a lot of flack. You caught a lot of flack for calling it Chi-Raq. You caught flack because you're from Brooklyn. You in Chi-Raq making a movie.
How can that nigga Spike Lee? he ain't from Chicago. He's not from the South Side.
Yeah.
He's talking that New York shit.
So?
Nick Cannon's not from Chicago. Nick Cannon's soft. He ain't hard. He's not a savage. He ain't kill nobody. He ain't got no bodies on him. Please.
You chose satire. Why?
Satire is a great device to deal with very serious subject matter.
Yeah.
Where it lessens the bitterness of the some hard truths. You deal with.
But you know what it also does? It shows us how ignorant we have become. Right?
True.
Right?
True.
What do you think of what's happening in Chicago right now, though? This cover up, and is it time for the mayor to go?
Gotta go. For me, I think he was saving his own neck by getting rid of police chief. I mean, that morning, police chief said, "I'm not resigning. I'm staying. Everything. I'm gonna work on it." And then a couple hours later,
yeah,
he's out of here. And there's going to be a federal investigation behind this.
Right.
That tape. I mean, the cops put out a statement saying that Laquan had rushed towards them.
And that statement was corroborated by other cops.
That's what I'm talking about. This
Well,
stuff has
only one is indicted.
Top to bottom. Who also? The question remains to be seen. When did Mayor? Did he see the tape? And when did he see it?
Was it before or after his reelection?
Yes, all this was coming about because it was a runoff.
Yeah.
Now, the mayor and the 50 aldermen agreed to the $5 million settlement with the family. So, did the mayor see the tape? Did the police commissioner? They say the alderman did not see it. They just took the word from the mayor.
Right.
But, and here's the thing I think a lot of people should really peep. Right now, there's a big gap between brown, black communities with the police. And so when things like that tape comes out, that doesn't just hurt Chicago police.
Right.
That hurts all police
Absolutely.
departments.
Right.
Because you're trying to reach out and work the community, and people see this tape and like, WTF?
Yeah. So why don't we hear some of those good cops, as people always like to remind us that they are out there, why don't we hear more of them standing up and addressing police brutality and addressing the cesspools that are happening within the departments?
Because the blue wall.
Is that going to be the spinoff film?
Nah, I don't know. I think there was a
Spike Lee, The Blue Wall.
I thought there was a TV show already called The Blue Wall, The Blue Shield. But
Chi-Raq is in theaters tomorrow. It's an all-star cast. Angela Bassett, John Cusack. He is portraying Father Flanagan, correct?
yes, you got David Chappelle,
Dave Chappelle, yes.
Samuel L. Jackson,
Yes, Jennifer
Tiana
Hudson.
Paris, D.B. Sweeney,
Lala Anthony's
Lala
in there.
Anthony, Steve
Wesley
Harris,
Snipes.
Wesley Snipes.
And you have a whole host of other actors who, and I'm a little ashamed to say whose name I don't know, but they are always in Spike Lee films.
Yeah,
And
they were there.
Yeah. Chi-Raq in theaters tomorrow. Go out and support more with Spike Lee. It's coming up next. Do the Right Thing came out in 1989.
1989, another summer.
I was 9 years old.
Play the fucking drummer.
Yeah, and it dealt with issues that we're still dealing with today. Why? We haven't evolved.
Well, who would have thought back in '89 we would have a black president who's finishing on his second term? So it's back and forth, but fundamentally, we're still the same place. On Tuesday we had the New York premiere of Chi-Raq, and Tuesday was also the 60th anniversary of Rosa Parks.
I saw you on with Don Lemon discussing it. Yes.
Yeah, so you have to scratch your head, and then it just comes back to the fact the struggle continues.
The struggle continues. Before you go, though, you brought up Rosa Parks.
Yes.
That boycott, the bus boycott.
Yes.
What was it, 1950 something?
Do the math.
Google
it was 60
somebody.
years ago.
Google somebody, okay? That bus boycott was so important. When you disrupt economics, people are...
And we saw that on Black Friday, Magnificent Mile.
Yes.
Chicago. Conservative figures say $1 billion was lost.
Yeah.
A lot of times, it's going to come down to the bottom line. And you can affect people's bottom line.
That's right.
They don't want to listen. I know I got to go, but one more example.
You could stay
The
all day.
University of Missouri. When the black football players said, we're not playing anymore,
That's right.
the board of trustees at the University of Missouri got together, saw they had BYU on the calendar the next game, Arrowhead Stadium sold out
Yep.
in Kansas City. They don't have to write a check for $1 million. You know what happened? That college president resigned. Chancellor resigned.
You darn right.
Economics, bottom line.
There's black, there's white, but there's also green.
That's unfortunately a lot of times that's the only thing people listen to. All right.
Chi-Raq, Spike Lee.
Thank you.
Go out and support this movie tomorrow in theaters.